Hey, this is Steve with Real Time Music, and today we're going to look at how to handle redundant messages in RMS keyboards leading to skipping patches or songs when you move forward and back. So typically, when this problem occurs, it's due to either the keyboard you're using or the MIDI interface, if you're using one, sending multiple messages to RMS keyboards. How do you test this? Open up your favorite search engine and search for MIDI View. The first link will be MIDI View free MIDI monitor. And this is for both Windows and Mac. Go ahead and download it for your platform, install it, and open it up. Now that you have MIDI View open, go to the drop down at the top center and select your MIDI keyboard or interface from the drop-down. Clear the data, so you're starting fresh. And now I'm going to hit a key on my MIDI keyboard just one time. I'm just going to push my finger down onto it and then pull my finger back up. As we can see, there is one note on and one note off. And that's what you always want to see when you run this test. As I said, certain setups, and it can be due to the keyboard itself or the interface, if you are using a separate interface like the one that I'm flashing on the screen right now, to go between your keyboard and the computer. It could be sending multiple messages. If you do run into multiple messages, there's a few things we recommend. A, if you are using a separate USB MIDI interface, like either of these that I'm flashing on the screen right now, but your keyboard has a USB to host or USB to computer on the back, then get rid of the interface because you don't need it, and it could just be corrupting your signal and adding messages that you don't need. So I would turn off the keyboard, unplug these MIDI interfaces that don't really serve any function, and then get a plain USB cable to go from the keyboard to the computer. You may then need to go inside of your keyboard's settings, consult your manual if necessary, to tell it to send MIDI over USB. Another thing you can try, if that didn't get you there, is inside the keyboard itself. Again, you might have to consult your manual, but make sure that the keyboard is sending MIDI over channel 1. Sometimes a keyboard will be set up to send MIDI over multiple channels at a time, and that can lead to redundant messages, skipping multiple patches when you hit the patch forward or back, or songs in the same fashion. A few other things to check after you've gone through the previous fixes. It's possible there's an issue with the USB cable itself or the USB port of the computer. Swap out the cable, try a different port. Finally, the keyboard itself could be broken. This could be a physical issue or something askew with the interior. If you don't have a ton of information saved on the keyboard itself, you could always try a factory reset. Again, consult your manual. That said, after decades of working with customers, the issue 98% of the time stems from the use of an unnecessary MIDI interface, and the fix is to use a single USB cable from the keyboard to the computer.